the speed gaming staff and the people organizing this tournament. The Mega Man 24 Mavericks tournament is very straightforward. The idea is to go through the introduction stage and fight the 8 Robot Masters of each game. We don't deal with Sigma, we don't deal with the Fortresses, just the 8 Mavericks, and boom, next game. Between the games we have a mandatory 30 seconds interval to set up the next game. That was decided because it would be more fair for everyone. You know, some people switch faster than others. And it gives players a slight moment of breathing. As you can tell, both players are using the Rockman version of this game. For the first X game, there isn't really that much of an issue with using Rockman over Mega Man. The text is slightly faster, but Mega Man X1 doesn't have that many text boxes for this tournament. We have one text box with Vile and Zero, and that's pretty much it. So it doesn't cut down considerably in terms of time. X2 and X3, however, have a couple more text boxes, so they will probably be playing the the Rockman versions for those games too. Not much to talk about this stage yet. You want to be arriving at the introduction stage. My apologies. You'll be arriving at the introduction boss Vile with less than 4 health, if I remember correctly. You want 1, 2, or 3 health, because it just skips the battle entirely. Vile just grabs you automatically. If you have more than that, then a battle actually commences and you lose a few seconds with Vile trying to punch you. And as you can tell, Celestinno... Oh, that was interesting on Celestinno's area. Celestinno got hit earlier, but Vile was so far away it took him a while to actually get there. And get some sync hype here, people. As X and Zero are talking a bit, could you inform me if the audio settings are proper? Can you hear the game audio and my mic properly? And of course, the first Maverick that we pick is Icy Penguigo, or Chill Penguin. It's not that we want to kill him so badly, it's just that we need to kill him badly, because we get the nice booty upgrade from this stage, and we kind of want that dash. We want that sweet, sweet dashing speed, because no one wants to do this dashless. I mean, there are some people, but they're weird. Hey, it's because it's Cyclone that I'm asking if the audio's okay. That is perfectly fine. I can turn my own audio down slightly if I have to. Watch the video, let's go. Boom, done. There we go, this should be slightly lowered. And as we get here, we get our magnificent booty upgrades. The perfect shimmery white booties, and we can now dash. And, you know, it's speed gaming, we gotta go fast. It's a penguin, he's not really out to think, I'm guessing. Alright, with that all said, we also get to the first real RNG based boss in this game. Chill Penguin has a nasty habit of doing a belly slide, and the thing is, for some reason, he is invulnerable doing that. And it's very RNG based. He can either shoot, he can use his frost breath, or he can jump up. It's not impossible for him to do 2 to 3 belly slides, and that will cost you. And as we see, Berlin getting 2 belly slides in a row. Celestinno getting slightly in the lead, and there we go. Belly slides were nice and even out, so both players did not gain or lose too much time. And now we head off to the second stage, which is most likely going to be Boomer Kwanger. And this is, well, we've seen some tournaments where people struggle with the Boomer dance. Boomer Kwanger is a boss who likes to teleport and grab you and slime you to the wall. You can manipulate him, but at the same time, if you fail to manipulate him, he will punish you very severely. But we'll get to that once we actually arrive at his doorstep. Like all the X stages, this stage is fairly straightforward. A bit of climbing, bit of dashing. There's not really much to do here. As you can see, both players are evenly matched so far. And I'm going to take a moment to take a drink because it's warm out here. As I can imagine, it is warm for everyone out there right now. I can't imagine either player going for the hard tank, though we have seen some swag grabs in the past where someone decided to, hey, you know what, I want this hard tank, and they grabbed it in one go. The name escapes me right now, but we have seen it. And we are not gonna see it today. Nope. Alright. It's not really necessary to grab the hard tank. It's just... It's a thing of... If I can't do it, I should show it off. Ooh, Celestinno getting a nice big refill. Berlindude taking 2 hits of damage. It should be fine. It should be fine. Let's see how well they do the dance. Berlindude getting the dance off immediately. And Celestinno getting it off too. Oh, Boomer not playing nicely on Berlin. That's a shame. There we go. I do not take responsibility for the commentator's curse. This is in my contract. Boom. Berlindude getting ahead by a couple of seconds. But as we are in the third stage, after Boomer Kwanger, it's still anyone's game, obviously. We still have 22 Mavericks to go. And we might as well get the most difficult boss fight in any Mega Man game out of there. And yeah, this is a punishing boss. This is the bane of all beginning Mega Man X players. Just, this guy's absolutely terrible. He is absolutely terrible. He is the stuff of nightmares. Oh, Celestinno nearly getting knocked out there. Berlindude opting not to grab the extra life. Celestinno does get the extra life, so we'll see if that comes into play later. It shouldn't, but, you know, emphasis on shouldn't. And Berlindude entering the boss room at 9:10. And Celestinno entering the boss room at 9:18. So about 8 seconds difference. Yes, now we see the struggle of the ages. Oh no. People pray for these runners. They're gonna need all the help from above they can get. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the onslaught. And there we go. Yeah, everyone who knows this fight knows there really isn't that much strategy in it. The only danger you have for this fight is if you, for some reason, enter the room with low health and Chameleon gets a shot off before you get a shot off on him, it can hit you. And now we go to one of the greater stages, the greater soundtracks. I will be I will be silent for a moment to let this soundtrack play off. And just as I say that, Celestinno makes a terrible mistake. And that's gonna cost him considerable seconds. And Celestinno is going to take a risk here by not taking the extra life tank, or not the reserve tank. Probably because he lost some time falling down just now. And Berlindude entering Storm and Eagle stage. I'm terribly sorry for the missteps. I'm gonna fault this on English not being my first language. Entering the boss stage, obviously. And Eagle is also one of those RNG bosses who can take up a lot of time by taking dives. And it means you get less time to actually hit him. Berlin getting 4 dives in a row, 5 dives. That's 6 dives in a row for Berlin. Let's see if Celestinno gets better luck on this. 2 dives and a missed shot, 3 dives. 4 dives, okay. I dare say Celestinno made up a bit of time with better RNG, however he did not pick up the extra reserve tank. So we will see if that comes into play later. And we see the first diversion here, with Berlindude going for Flame Mammoth and Celestinno going for Spark Mandriller, or apologies, Mark Spandrill. Okay, someone just switched the audio, wasn't me. In the infinite words of Shaggy, wasn't me. And shoutouts to MMX for Mark Spandrill. He came up with the name a while ago, and I insist we keep that as a name. While we take a moment here, I'd like to give a shout out to the other speed gaming channels. Make sure to follow speed gaming channels 1 through, I believe we have 6 or 7 active right now for all your speed gaming tournaments. And should you for some reason have some extra money or bits to spare, spend them on Feasible Mythical so they can afford their poor taco needs. The man has a problem, he really does. He needs more tacos in his bloodstream. With that said, Berlindude finishing up Flame Mammoth. Not really a long stage, not really a long fight. So don't let this fool you, the Mammoth stage is a bit shorter than the Mandrill stage. No, it's just a name, Starman. It indicates that you have to do 24 Maverick bosses of Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3. It's pretty similar to the Robot Masters tournament for the classic Mega Man games. And Maverick is the name we give to the crazed Sigma virus infected robots or Reploids. It's actually a lore name. And once again, appreciate this fantastic soundtrack. The X games, just amazing. Not sure if this was the optimal go for Berlindude here. Taking a lot of time on this boss actually. With Celestinno heading off to excuse me, I want to say Spark Mandrill, obviously not. Armadillo stage. There is a reason for this divergence. From what I gather, it has to do with the octopus fights. With if you have the if you have the weapon from Flame Mammoth, apparently it's easier to get out of the octopus grab. I'm not really sure what the mechanics are. I've only recently been informed of them. But it seems to be a bit of a safety strat. So that is pretty much the reason for the divergence. I'm sure someone in chat can talk more about that. Celestinno getting the extra life doesn't hurt to have that. It's on your way anyway. That was it. It prevents the infinite grab. To be honest, I mean, what kind of scrub gets grabbed by octopus? I mean, come on. We only have good players here. We don't need that. Celestinno gets a very nice armadillo, who does not bounce around too much, so this should be a very quick fight. Armadillo also has a bit of RNG to him, that he is invulnerable in his armadillo role, except if you manage to blast off his shield with the Spark Mandrill weapon. Thing is, he always starts with his roll, and if he wants to, he can be a real jerk. He can spend precious seconds just rolling about in your screen, not taking damage. I'm not sure why, but it felt like there was a brief delay on Celestinno's load screen. But that might just be me. berlindude on the armadillo stage right now. Celestinno going for octopus. Both players are still relatively close to each other. Don't let the different stages fool you right here. Other than Celestinno taking a quick drop in Storm Eagle stage, I haven't really found big flaws in their plays. berlindude missing the health up shouldn't be an issue. Ooh, Celestinno, please, my heart. My heart, my soul. Don't scare me like that, man. Now let's see if we get a quick kill off on this guy. berlindude also getting a nice armadillo pack. And Celestinno getting the quick kill on the water dragon. Not really much of an issue. And with that, berlindude shall be off into his last stage, I believe. And Celestinno still has the Flame Mammoth stage behind, if I am correct. Octopus is playing very nicely with Celestinno right now. Getting only one spin off, and that is the end of Octopus. So I dare say there's about a 30-second difference between both players right now, but they both have different stages ahead of them. So we'll see how far we are when they both finish their respective stages. The ruling question is for switching. The moment you kill the boss, you can immediately switch to the next game as well. So you don't have to wait for the explosion animation, whatever. The moment you get the kill shot in, you can switch. Just as long as you can see that the kill shot landed, obviously. And berlindude is about halfway through the stage, but Celestinno has a very short stage happening to him. So this is going to be very, very close. Also, I will have to apologize in advance for the X2 portion of the game. Mega Man X2 is really not my forte. I have very minimum knowledge of the game, other than it being extremely technical compared to the other two X games. Alright, berlindude entering. Let's see how nice Octopus is going to play. if Octopus decides to do that, then he can be a real jerk and cost Berlin a lot of time. And he gets 2 spin-offs, and that should be it. Alright, berlindude taking his 30 seconds of time right now. Celestinno finishing up Flame Mammoth, also getting his 30 seconds. So this is how close they are. They are about 4 to 5 seconds apart right now. Also chat, make sure to take a drink, especially with this hot weather. Stay hydrated, man. berlindude starting off with the intro stage for X2. And then he goes on, no, I do not believe Caleb Hart is in this tournament. And if you want to know the reason why, you should probably ask him. I don't know why someone joins or not joins. And for those of you tuning in later, this is the Mega Man 24 Mavericks tournament. X24 Mavericks, obviously. Where the idea is to breeze through the first 3 X games, beating all 8 Maverick bosses, and then switching to the next game. Both runners have just finished up X1. They just entered the tutorial stage for X2. And right now we have Celestinno playing berlindude. Celestinno has won 2 matches in the bracket so far. berlindude has won 1 match. But I have to point out that, my apologies, Celestinno has won 1 match. berlindude has won 1 match. The bracket is kind of a mess because it's a 3-man bracket. Later today at 3 PM we have Torda Diego versus berlindude as well. And that will decide the outcome of this entire bracket. And actually it's a racing day because much later at 4 PM we have Mr. Otter 8 versus Luis Miguel, commentated by Drago and Just Incredible. And at 6 PM we have Thunderface versus Jafem, commentary by Darrenville and Just Incredible. So it is a good day for Mega Man X speedrunning. Ooh, and Berlin not getting the quick ladder or the quick elevator ones. Celestinno not getting it either. Oh well, it doesn't save that much time, but it's fun if you get it. It saves like 2 seconds. Ooh, and we get to the first stage here. The Sponge. That's actually in my notes, that's just what I call him, the Sponge. This is a, well, how should I put this? This is a boss with a certain mechanic to it. This boss has a desperation attack. If he drops below a certain amount of health, he will do a charge-up attack and it will cost you a lot of seconds. There is, however, a way to prevent this. He has an attack that Celestinno is showing off on his screen where he grabs the ceiling and just, throws crap at you. If you can kill him while he's doing that rope, he never gets his desperation attack off. Like berlindude just demonstrates, and Celestinno is barely getting it. Great fight from both of them. If that desperation attack goes off, it just costs you so much time. Have to give a big shout out to both of these players. They're in the second game already and they're mere seconds apart. Second fight is going to be Alligator, or as his full name reads, let's see here, Wheel Alligates. There is a way to get a sort of quote-unquote quick kill on this guy, and we will have to see if they get it. And there we go. Both players getting the weapon upgrade immediately. And the weapon upgrade allows for the more technical aspect of this game. Later on you get an item called a flame shot, and the upgraded version allows you to do a flame dash. So with the hook shot that can grab walls, your dash and your flame dash, this game becomes a speed fest. It becomes an amazing thing to watch, and especially the higher tier players are just a joy to watch. Just watch as how fast this game is already being with the hook shot. Now imagine the speed being increased by a certain 50% with the flame dash. And there we go, the hook shots allowing for so much technical jumps here. Oh yeah. If berlindude gets a single knockback from an enemy at this point, they are pretty much dead even again. And he gets a knockback. Oh, Celestinno gets it too. But Celestinno had a much faster travel time. Ladies and gentlemen, please give both of these players a follow. Give them some moral support, because second game in, they're like 3 seconds apart. Even less, according to chat. But berlindude getting the quick pattern on Wheel Alligator, and that's gonna put him sizably in the lead. Zenkarushi, I'm not sure if you want to take that bet right now. That is the gambler's curse. berlindude doing the victory pose at 27 flat. Celestinno doing the victory pose at 27:14. So there's a 14-second difference right now. Well, Funk, I absolutely agree with you, but I am what you got, so deal with it. And I actually have my sunglasses on nearby, so that's pretty much what you get. That said, people, the X gaming community, the tournament community, could use some more people to help out with casters, whatever. Feel free to sign up on the Discord. I'm sure someone can link it in chat. And again, give both of these runners a follow. They absolutely deserve it. Give them some moral support. Also, test out to see if they turned off their notifications, which is always fun to see. Well, Zenkarushi, that's gonna be difficult because Mega Man X4 only has 2 Mavericks in it. I don't want to go all lore on you, but that's the way it is. No wait, it has 3 Mavericks in it. My apologies. Alright, both players going through the wall climb very easily. I believe Celestinno made up a lot of time again. They were 14 seconds apart right now. Well, Zenkarushi, if you actually paid attention to Mega Man X4, you will know that X and Zero are fighting the Repliforce army, and there are 3 true Maverick soldiers in that fight. So, yeah. There is Magma Dragoon, Split Mushroom, and Cyber Peacock, and the rest of them are soldiers, not Maverick. So I don't think if that would be considered a Maverick tournament. And berlindude finishing up the ostrich. Celestinno making up a lot of time. Was 14 seconds behind, is merely a, I want to say 5 seconds behind. Also, as a last shout out to X4, you can easily tell The boss fights have different logos. The Mavericks have a Sigma symbol and the Repliforce soldiers have a Repliforce symbol under their health bar. Well, McCrypt, they're not going evil. They just want independence, but they haven't done anything evil, so they're not Mavericks. But that said, let's focus on X2 here. As much as I would love to talk about X4, it's my favorite X game. We cannot. We have to focus on the amazing plays that are gonna happen now with the Flame Dash. Boom! Watch that breezing. Flying through the levels. No problems. And both players coming up with their respective mini-bosses. We see a bit of a divergence here already, and despite not having played X2 a lot myself, I cannot get enough of the flame dashes. Like, look at this, it's beautiful seeing the speed in this game. How dare you skip the story of X4, good sir? Like, how dare you? Let's see if Celestinno gets the boss kill here easily. No, he gets it. Just a little spazzing hop. berlindude reaching the boss first. But again, the players are still so close. And now we see some RNG. Let's see if Berlin gets the manipulation off. And come on, Berlin, I believe. He does not get it off, sadly. Berlin, you gotta do something now, man. And meanwhile, Celestinno finishing up his Maverick boss first. And berlindude wants to get off the infinite kill on Centipede right now, but he is... Did he get it? I think he actually got it now, but that is a lot of time lost. I'm not sure if it's gonna be worth it right now. He got the glitch and it saved up a lot of time on the teleport. He wasted a lot of time getting it. Not really, we're gonna have to question if that's gonna be worth it. If Celestinno gets a very bad Centipede fight, then it was worth it for berlindude, but if Celestinno gets a quick fight, then Celestinno will be in the lead. Krista Mimin. Oh no, Celestinno taking a death, berlindude pulling ahead massively now. This completely compensates for any time berlindude might have lost on the boss. Celestinno seeing his hopes and dreams crushed in this level. Feels crushed, man. berlindude getting the mini boss skip. Not too difficult to get, but it does require some practice. And now, oh, berlindude taking a hit there. That's okay. Makes it out fine. And Celestinno killing the mid boss without issue. Alright. Now Celestinno lost a lot of time with that death, even if it wasn't very far in the stage. It's actually the first death we've seen in this tournament between these two players. Celestinno wisely skipping to use the flame dash. Funkman, the original name in Japan was called Rockman and Rockman X. And it was actually the name assigned to Mega Man before he was upgraded into a super fighting robot. It was a pun because the household robots were called Rock and Roll. And this game is called, well, Rockman because it's a Japanese version. Celestinno getting the teleports. Oh, and yes, this is gonna be bad. Centipede not playing along. As to anyone who's curious, both players are playing the Japanese versions of this game because it saves some time on the text boxes that this game has. There aren't many text boxes, but the few boxes that are there are, well, they're just faster. And this is some classic Capcom soundtrack you hear. And let's see if berlindude keeps his driver's license or not. Gets the first tower easily. Now for the second one. And he gets the leap. Gets all the leaps. Ah, but doesn't get to the end. It doesn't matter that much with the speed he has, but it's always swag to see people running into the actual transition door. Let's see how good Berlin's button mashing is right now. Celestinno getting the mid-boss skip on the left side of the screen. And now we have to deal with this guy. This guy works a lot like Mark Spandrel in that you can just freeze him, then give him an additional shot before he breaks free. Celestinno pulling up to Crystal Snail. Let's see if he plays the role of landlord. Because, you know, Crystal Snail hasn't paid his rent. He needs to be evicted. And he gets... Does he get it? Oh, he gets it perfectly. Well, that's what you get for not paying your rent. Mega Man X does not forgive bad tenants. Taking another drink because, my god, I'm not used to talking this much. Gotta stay hydrated, kids. Also, people, keep in mind, at 3 PM, or rather an hour from now, we will also have the second match for berlindude versus Torda Diego. 2 hours from now, we'll have Mr. Otter versus Luis Miguel. And 4 hours from now we will have Thunderface versus Jafem. And those, the 3 PM match will be at Speed Gaming 2 right after this one. The other two matches will be on Speed Gaming 3. So be sure to watch those matches and get your Mega Man X fix. And Celestinno getting the swag entrance. Keeping his bike. Oh Mello, we both know there are many more Mega Man tournaments happening. Soon we'll be having a Mega Man or a Rockman 2 tournament, I'm not sure which one, but with the randomizer. We still have the Game Boy Mega Man 2 games happening. And I'm pretty sure there are more games in the making right as we speak. Because Mega Man is a fantastic series. Convince me otherwise. Oh, berlindude has to be careful here, because that mod deals a lot of damage. And you do not want to fight this guy without ammo. And he doesn't have to. He kills the mod. No problem. Garlic, if there was, I sadly missed it. There was a Mega Man X4 Zero tournament a while ago. And it had some incredibly hype matches. I strongly recommend you look up the for that. And Celestinno going to Bubbly Crabbles. But if I remember correctly, Celestinno is not ahead right now. No, it's not possible for Celestinno to be a whole stage behind, is there? At the same time, I can't believe he's ahead either, so... I'm not sure, I believe I missed something. I blinked or I looked at chat or something. If Celestinno has taken the lead, then I am more than impressed considering he was behind and he took a death while behind, so... That is some excellent play from Celestinno. So shout out to this amazing soundtrack. It is so hype. And Celestinno with a flawless, or pretty much almost flawless. Oh, Berlindude. Berlindude being trolled by all the little blips and blobs. It's like watching Contra. Oh, game, be nice to Berlin. And Crab not really being a difficult boss with his weakness. Just getting wrecked. And that is a switch for Celestinno, going off to Rockman 3, or Rockman X3. Pulling ahead sizably at this point of the game. I am genuinely impressed by how well he has played so far. 42 minutes in, that's a very respectable time. And Berlindude switching to Rockman X3 as well. Hey, Manix, don't hate the player, hate the game. I mean, if there's so much stuff on your screen that you can't dodge it, that's Contra levels right there. Oh, and I just got word from Fiesel for a new marathon that Speed Gaming will be hosting for a charity event, the California Fire Relief Marathon, September 28th till September 30th. Speed Gaming will be raising funds for the California Fire Foundation, which provides assistance to families of fallen firefighters, and the communities they protect. I shall actually copy this. And submissions for the marathon, I will actually post that too. Be sure to give that a read, people. And as I say that, we are getting to the best soundtrack of Mega Man X3. If you disagree, I don't even want to fight you. I get my hands dirty. Just hands down. Boom. Done. Just the first game where you get to fight as Zero and you get the double charge shots and that amazing beam saber that for some reason becomes a thrown beam saber when X uses it. Don't even ask me why. And we get the traitorous Doppler Reploid Mac. Obviously a high tier boss. Though admittedly he probably has slightly less health than most Maverick bosses, considering he takes a full swing of the beam saber and a plasma shot. Yeah, and most bosses take half their life in damage from a plasma shot. So anyway, with that said, look at this amazingly impressive tutorial boss. Look at how dangerous and menacingly he looks. Yeah, this guy gave everyone so much trouble. I mean, splat, boom. And we're off to the first stage. Yeah, I guess I can switch on. I mean, someone switched audio earlier, but I'm gonna switch it off now because I can. Yeah, anyone who's played the PlayStation version of this game has probably seen the intro boss's name. I'm sure that someone at Capcom lost their job over it. I said it before and I'll say it again. Blizzard Buffalo. How you managed to screw that one up is beyond me, but by Jove, someone did it. This game giving us much needed coolness in this warm weather. Celestinno just... Ooh, Celestinno misses the... Oh no! He misses the jump to get his boot upgrade and the ice is not cooperating. Gets the second jump though, but that is a lot of time lost, giving Berlin much needed levity to come back. Of course, that's assuming Berlin gets the first jump too. And right now there isn't much difference between the players, just that Celestinno has much better execution. And Berlin getting the first jump. Not you, blogger. That's probably because the PlayStation version kind of ripped off some. Well, I'm just gonna say it. They blatantly plagiarized the Guns N' Roses song for Neon Tiger. So I'm pretty sure they wanted to avoid lawsuits with that. Also, Blizzard Buffalo has an interesting mechanic where he has a line of sight, and if he doesn't see Mega Man, he will believe that you are behind him and dash into the wall. So yeah, you gotta jump up and he's like, oh, he's not there, better check out this wall. Gotta see if this paint is dry. That's an interesting door. I won out, I can't escape. What was that noise? Huh. Yep. I'm saying it right now. Blizzard Buffalo was the inspiration for the Skyrim guards. Must have been just my imagination. Celestinno. I am hoping that's actually his stream lagging and not his actual game. I am not currently in the IRC channel, so if someone can check that, please do. Meanwhile, I'll focus on berlindude for the moment. Yeah, it's actually the stream that froze, not the game. Toxic Seahorse stage, which has a criminally underrated... yeah, it has a criminally underrated soundtrack, in my opinion. There we go. And it came back on the perfect moment too. I mean, listen to that. How to do commentary? Just point out these soundtracks, and you're gonna be fine. Also, with that said, this is the second boss that players are going through in Rockman X3. Celestinno being sizably ahead right now. However, it's still anyone's game. Depending on the amount of desperation attacks the bots can do or slight mishaps, they're not so far behind that it's like already decided. They're half a stage behind. which is really saying something for a game or for a tournament that spans over 3 games wide. And Celestinno actually being in the red on his splits right now, so he's behind his PB. Excuse me. And Toxic Seahorse being glitched to Kingdom Come, or at this point I can say his features are being used. Oh, berlindude playing it safe, didn't dare to take that quick dodge or a quick dash. Celestinno finishing Toxic Seahorse at 50-37 for the victory pose. And that's a nice time for the game to actually freeze. I'm going to switch back the audio to berlindude right now. Celestinno has some stream issues. And 37, so about half a minute difference between the two players. Or actually longer, because the victory pose was taken, 37, so 38 seconds difference. That is a big leap of time. Yeah, I figured he's still running. It is a big leap of time. However, Celestinno only needs to make one mistake for berlindude to catch up. And here we see the mini bosses, Bit, Bite, and the mysterious Maverick, who doesn't look like File at all. He doesn't look like File at all, people. What are you talking about? That's not File. But yes, those the mini bosses, Bit and Bite, can show up in certain levels and you have to fight them. There are 2 ways to defeat them. You can defeat them with a weakness, which will cause them to blow up and cost you the explosion animation in time. Or you can beat them with your buster weapon or anything that's not their weakness. What happens then is that they just teleport out and it saves you a good bit of time. Pun intended, by the way. Also, I'm not gonna sing the song this time. You people haven't donated taco money to Fiesel, so come on, man. The guy has a problem. His family loves him. And here we have the first mini boss. Bit, not really much of an issue. Just hit him with ice. Oh no, that was very unfortunate. One of the shots got stuck in the doorway. And a normal shot on Bit, and he will just teleport away. Whoop! And Celestinno getting a good start on Neon Tiger. Standing still, just spamming his shots, which is the dream of any X3 speedrunner. This not so much. You want Neon Tiger to stand still as much as possible and just spam his shots. And there goes the desperation attack. Not a big issue. That's a second desperation attack, that becomes an issue. And there goes Neon Tiger. Not the best pattern for Celestinno, but it could have been worse. Keep in mind, it might look like berlindude is farther behind than he seems. Like, he is about 35 to 40 seconds behind. However, he also had to fight a mini boss in between, and Celestinno hasn't yet fallen. Oh, and berlindude has to be careful. These guys can't kill him. That is the bigger complaint about X3. Everything is out to kill you. Which, you know, it goes for every game that Mega Man and Mega Man X are in. They really want to kill him in this game. And berlindude just, playing it dangerous here. Oh, berlindude being juked by a Rhino. He got out-juked, outplayed. Boom. Well, that puts Celestinno even further in the lead right now. Like, Berlin saw the Rhino and he's like, this guy needs a hug. I'm gonna talk my way through with him, but the Rhino would have nothing of it. Yeah, and as you can tell, his desperation attack makes him invulnerable to his normal attacks. And with that said, boom. And that is the end of Tunnel Rhino and his song. Celestinno very close to entering the boss fight right now, relatively speaking. And yeah, with berlindude taking a death there, it's a big difference right now. And of course, you know, Celestinno already finished off Tiger. berlindude going off to the Vault Catfish stage. Arguably one of the bigger challenges. Oh, be careful. One of the bigger challenges in a Buster only challenge. Because Vault Catfish is a jerk. He is a big jerk and I don't like him. berlindude getting lucky on his refills. 2 big refills when he was nearly dead. Celestinno having an excellent Rhino fight in the meantime. Lower my volume a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Celestinno has 4 bosses left. I forgot that is indeed a thing. If you kill an enemy with an ice shot, you get health refill. That is a bit of trivia I always forget because I never used it in my casual playthroughs. I'm not sure if that's intended or if that's a glitch, but I'm gonna assume it's not intended. We can call it a feature at this point in time. Zeta Slow, no, this is X1, 2, and 3. X4 is not included in this game, or in this tournament. It's 24 Mavericks, and as I told earlier, X4 only has 3 Mavericks, technically, so yeah. And berlindude at Vault Catfish. He's not a boss you want to fight with low health, ever, because he has a lot of different attacks you need to evade. And now we're gonna fight him with his weakness, getting rid of those nasty shields he summons. And just giving that beautiful ouchie animation he gets. Yeah, I was gonna say you need one more shot. '27 Maverick tournament, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's possible. I mean, people fight Peacock and Dragoon and Split Mushroom without their weaknesses anyway when they play with Zero. It's doable. But then, of course, then it wouldn't be a Mega Man X tournament. It would be a Mega Man X plus Zero tournament. Yeah, I'm rambling a bit here. I apologize, chat. I should be focusing more on this game, but honestly, for a commentator, X3 isn't very interesting to commentate. It's very straightforward. Whereas X2 has a lot of technical aspects, X3 really doesn't. And Celestinno finishing up Volt Catfish. There's no shame in that. Shoe Blocker, Split Mushroom is it is a very challenging boss if you don't use Zero. If you use Zero, he's a scrub gun. Here we go, Celestinno finishing up Catfish. Now has, I believe, 3 bosses left to go. 3 bosses. Crusher Crabfish, Gravity Beetle, and Blast Hornet. Not sure if he needed to help refill there, but then again it is... Yeah, on this boss you kind of want the health refill. Because Crush Crabfish will crush you with his butt. Wait, this is... yeah, it is. He will just attack you with his booty, and make no mistake, that booty hurt. And boom, done. Try to wave the booty, he failed. Oh yeah. Crawfish's mighty weapon is his spiky booty. Do not underestimate the booty. And berlindude still has 3 Mavericks left to go. Neon Tiger, Gravity Beetle, and Blast Hornet. With Blast Hornet usually being the last one. And by usually I mean 90% of it. I don't know what the 10% remaining are thinking. But why are you listening to me? I'm just a random voice in the sky. Watch the game. And Celestinno going for the iframe trick with Crush Crawfish and immediately just laying waste to him. I ain't got time to deal with your weakness. And Celestinno has 2 stages left. At this point he is beyond sizably in the lead. I honestly cannot see Celestinno losing this match unless he botches up like amazingly. I don't even think there's a word for that kind of botching. Celestinno going after Gravity Beetle. And his stream has been good so far, so I'm switching the audio again. Get some diversity in here. Pum pum pum. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's one of the things I always found interesting in the Mega Man X games, especially X1 and 3. Beating bosses in certain order changes the layout of the game. For example, if you beat let's see, who was the game? I'm sorry, I'm actually drawing a blank here, but certain bosses in X and X3 will completely affect the outcome of the levels and the layouts. As someone in chat pointed out, if you kill Gravity Beetle, Blast Hornet stage will be completely different with the boxes. And berlindude finishing up the second mini-boss, Bite. Another one bites the dust, I could say. I'm not apologizing. And berlindude going for the little bit of extra safety for Neon Tiger. Jolly Green and Celestinno is ahead by a stage. They were very close at the end of X1, about like 5 seconds difference. They were fairly close together at the end of X2, and I want to say 35 seconds-ish, but X3 completely, it just did berlindude in. Both players having had only one death so far in the game, with Celestinno dying once in X2 and berlindude dying on Tunnel Rhino in X3. But Celestinno just had better RNG overall on the bosses and much better execution. And boom. Celestinno having only Blast Hornet left. And berlindude still has to fight Gravity Beetle and Blast Hornet. With that said, people, please give these players a follow. They are doing their absolute best to entertain you. Give them a follow. Give Speed Gaming channels 1 through 7 a follow, because they are hosting a plethora of Speed Gaming tournaments right now, including but not limited to a Celeste tournament, the Link to the Past randomizer tournament, the Mega Man 2 Game Boy version tournaments, the Mega Man 2 randomizer tournaments, and Lord knows what else. There's really too many tournaments to look up. We have a schedule for it. Well, I'm kind of biased considering I am also part of the staff, but I'm not gonna argue with it that they're not. I'm just gonna say it like that. And Celestinno fighting Bites, which will be a trivial course of action right now. Just hit him with his weakness and finish him off with a buster, and it's pretty much done. And I have to agree with chat, if you go dashless in X1, it becomes a very different game. But I don't trust people who do that, because that's a silly thing to do. And berlindude arriving at Gravity Beetle stage at the door. Should not become an issue for him, but yeah, the focus right now for me is on Celestinno, because he is going to end this match soon with Blast Hornet. He can use his weakness, he can use the Neon Tiger blades, it's just, or the Crusher blades, of course. Honestly, he can do whatever he wants at this point. berlindude finishing up Gravity Beetle without any sort of hesitation. Crack that Dutch, I'd have to look at the boards right now. I don't have those on hand, but maybe Manny can help me out here. And that is the end for Celestinno, finishing at 1:08.42 seconds. A very admirable time, considering, you know, this is still 3 games. If it's Louise, I would not be surprised, because it's Louise. I mean, come on. The guy is almost a Mega Man X god at this point. And that is GG for Celestinno, switching over to audio. And again, give these players a follow, people. They are doing their absolute best to give you their entertainment value. Give them a follow for mental support. Follow them on Twitter if they have it. I don't know. And berlindude coming up to the latter half of the Blast Hornet stage. Hey, the Mega Man games to randomizers right now, so we might see them follow in the footsteps of the Link to the Past randomizer and getting different X skins. I can strongly recommend anyone to look up the Mega Man 2 randomizer matches, because they are all sorts of silly and they have all sorts of effects on weapons and bosses and you name it. I'm sure it's not out of reach. But let's show our respects to Berlin and watch him finishing up his end of this bracket, of this match. Also, with that said, since Celestinno won this match, he is going ahead to the next. He will go ahead to the next round because he has won his first match against Torda Diego. And berlindude finishing up Gravity Beetle at 1:11:40. I do believe that's a PB for him. So GG on that. That is a very respectable time, 1:11:40. Now let's see if I can pull in both players for a quick post-game interview, if they're interested. Okay, my Discord actually worked with me. Let's see if I can yank them in here. Let's see here. I'm not gonna quick speed shame anyone right now. I just wanna... oh, come on. I usually never pull people in for an interview, so please bear with me for a moment. Oh wow, I am terribly sorry, I am completely mucking this up. Celestinno... Alright, now we take a moment to listen if both players are up for it. Meanwhile people, be sure to give Speed Gaming 127 a quick follow for all your tournament needs and all your game needs. We are always looking for staff members or people to help us out with restreaming, layout helping, highlighting, commentating, moderation. If you feel like this implies that this sounds like something you would like to do, feel free to check out our Speed Gaming channel. Let's see if I can give you... Alright, we'll have Celestinno dropping in. We will have berlindude probably dropping in. And here we have berlindude1. Congrats on your race.
Nossa, cara, isso é triste, velho. Quando essas coisas acontecem, é realmente muito triste.
I believe I'm hearing someone else on your background.
Sempre quando
Are you watching something by any chance?
A gente não pode dar muita atenção pra esse tipo de coisa, né, velho?
Just by myself.
O cara tá em race.
I'm not talking with myself, I don't know.
Não, pô, vamos na internet
vamos
ir aqui pra...
Never mind, it's
pra
probably
tirar
some...
a atenção do rapaz aqui. Isso é muito triste, velho.
I cannot turn this off. Celestinno has some audio.
Yeah. So
My
do you hear
sister, I thought it was
an
your
echo?
end. No,
Do you hear an echo?
it's okay now. First of all, congrats on your time. I believe that was a PB for you.
I don't know. I just started that today to practice like 3 hours ago. I have so many other projects, so I think it's a PB, something like that. Like some of best was 109.30. Then I changed the route 15 minutes before the race to play with the weakness against Tiger. So yeah, I was not really practicing that, but fine. I promised a race to the guys, and they get a race. And
well, they got a race. Do you have any idea how close you and Celestinno were for most of the race?
I saw the chat, and we had been like neck and neck, and it was a really good race.
Yeah, I think about to the end of X2, you were around X2, the ending. That's where Celestinno started pulling ahead very strongly. But before that, you were constantly a few seconds apart of each other.
Oh, that's cool. That's what the people want to see. And I had a little problem with Centipede. I got the test one a little bit late. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of RNG in the game, and he's a good player, especially X3. And he has internet issues like every Brazilian.
Yeah, the thing is, even though you had trouble with Centipede, that wasn't really too much of an issue because Celestinno actually died right after you finished that boss on. He got crushed by the stage where the blocks fall down. I forgot the name for a moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you were ahead for a relative big margin for like about 20 or so seconds. But overall, his RNG on the bosses was just it was just better. But at the end of X1, you were about 5 seconds apart, I think. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think the strongest game of Celestinno is like X3, and the weakest for him, when I remember correctly what he said, is X1. But I'm not sure. But yeah, he's a strong player. He already beat it, Porta Diego, and I knew that we are all three kind of in the same level of playing the games. Like, it's a really interesting group. We all have like between 108 and 110 gameplay, like time. So it's definitely always for sure interesting to watch the group what is very close.
Right, and with that said, I believe we are joined by Celestinno. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for playing, and congrats on your victory.
Thank you.
GG.
How are you?
GG.
How are you feeling right now?
It's complicated because I didn't think I was gonna get past the group phase because I'm not very good, but then it happened and I don't know.
You're always underestimating. He's always underestimating himself. He says he's such a bad player, he cannot play. He's dying a lot. He's shaking. Celestinno, man. Congrats, you win the group! Man.
As you mentioned, you made it past the group stage because you had 2 victories over both of your opponents. In about 30 minutes, we have the decisive match between Porta Diego and berlindude. And I'm just gonna ask you right off the bat, who do you believe will win that, having raced both of these opponents?
To be honest, I don't know, because
come on, man.
I wasn't watching the races. I was just when I play in a tournament, I don't watch the live, because if I'm ahead, I start to think, oh my god, I'm gonna lose the head start I have. And if I'm behind, I start to try and rush things, and I start to make errors that I shouldn't be doing. So I just don't watch it, because it's bad for my heart.
Heart attack, please not.
My heart, my soul.
Yeah.
But even so, you and Berlin both had a great race to watch. You were mere seconds apart from each other after X1. And X2 was kind of interesting to watch, with berlindude getting the manipulation off on on Centipede. However, it took him a very long time. And I even mentioned that, you know, if you would reach Centipede and get off a better kill, you would gain time, but you immediately got crushed. So that happens.
The block RNG.
Yep. He squashed your hopes and dreams there.
Yeah, my jump button has this problem that sometimes I press it and it doesn't work, and it didn't work in the wall kick I needed to do on that box, so I was like, goodbye.
That was a good moment for that to happen.
Yeah, perfect.
I had some Rhino trolling. He didn't know what to do. He was always like changing his direction at 3 HP. And
oh, he knew what to do. He completely outplayed you there.
He knew what to do. I was like, okay, I don't know. I think Rhino can go like 6 times in a different direction in the middle. I don't really know what those. But it was like 4 times in that moment. I was like, okay. And then, you know, the up dash and the air dashes. And, yeah.
I believe there's a meme for that. I believe there's a meme for that. The risk I took was calculated, but man, do I suck at math. That was pretty much it.
Cool.
Alright, but with that said, berlindude, you have another match in 25-ish minutes from now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about going into that race, having just finished this race? Are you like better mentally prepared for it right now? Are you feeling up to it?
Well, I'm warm now, let's say that. I'm okay. I prefer to play longer runs. Actually, this category, like 24 mass, is kind of weird when you play only like the Mavericks and not the rear game. This is something what I actually don't like so much, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm warm. I think we have a good race later for Diego. And yeah, hopefully the best will win. And we don't die too often against blocks or tunnel rhinos or things like that. We'll see.
Alright, do you have, final question for both of you, do you have any thoughts? So I know it's been your first game today, Berlin, but do you have any thoughts about this tournament as a whole so far?
Well, I just hope that, I don't know, we have fun to see that, and yeah, somebody is challenging Luis in the final. Nothing more I want. Somebody not so far away from him. Anyways, it's cool to have this tournament. It's something different, not finishing a game, and it's definitely an interesting category. But like I said, I prefer to finish games, and it's always weird when I finish the last boss, like changing. Sometimes I almost forgot that I had to change, like, ooh, okay. So, hopefully just people are interested in the Mega Man X games since the Legacy came out when they are seeing this tournament and start to play it and perhaps become speedrunners. We don't know. We'll see. That's my thought.
Alright, do you have anything to add to that, Celestinno?
I think that this tournament has been pretty fun so far, and this category is pretty interesting to me because, like, the run itself, it's pretty hard in any percent in any game mostly because of the end game. So like, it's a good run for anybody that wants to start running the games, because like 8 Mavericks, once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Like, there's nothing much that can happen to you that can kill a run, except something like what happened to me. But basically, it's a run that it's easier. It's good. If you learn this run, you basically learned half of the 3 games. So if you want to learn the whole game from there, it's easier than doing otherwise.
Alright. I have to apologize for the noise. The neighbors decides to drill a wall at 20:30 p.m. But with that said, I have to thank both of you for an excellent run. Once again, Celestinno, congrats on your win and congrats on passing through to the next round. berlindude, I don't think I'll be commentating your next match yet. I'm not sure if that's been decided. Best of luck for your next match.
Thanks.
And, you know, best of luck to both of you for the remainder of the tournament, assuming you both make it past. And if not, thanks for being here. I personally enjoyed the race a lot. I hope the people in chat enjoyed it. I assume they do. But with that said, I am going to have to sign off this right here. People, do stick around for the follow-up match in 20 minutes from now between there we go, between obviously Berlindude and Torda Diego. And an hour and a half from now we have Mr. Otter versus Louis Miguel on Speed Gaming 3. And after that we have Thunderface versus Jeffem, also on Speed Gaming 3. So I'd like to thank you all for watching this, and I hope to see you around for the remainder of the tournament. Thank you all, and have a wonderful evening.
See you later.
Later.
Alright, that's it.